Hey people, Indrid here, welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. We're about to head into the patient ward of the Sanitarium in Brackenbury, looking for the man who waits. Interview Graham, apparently, was what I have to do. Okay. Experiments going on and all that good stuff. Let's see what's in it.
As you wish.
A flesh Oh, they're like guards? That's pretty mental. We've also got Frail. A curved spine twists this woman's posture forward, her greasy hair draped over her eyes like large vines. Large eyes like vines, I can read. She smiles at you. You must be visiting someone. Noting your appearance, she adds, a friendly visit, I hope. I am a massive death monster. So, fair enough. Do you know where I might find Azo? I think I've seen him around today. You checked the laboratory. He shares a wall with his office. He's been spending most of his time there lately. Have any of the patients here been acting unusually? Well, there's Batixa, who relives a murder she committed more than 5 lifetimes ago. Idleman, who they say only has half a soul and who was found collecting the faces of others because he believed his own to be a false one. Graham, he speaks in a language no one understands and wails at night sometimes. Okay, Graham's who I need to talk to, right? I like the face guy. Can I have him on my team? Different from the normal behaviour, I mean. Well, yes, I suppose. But nothing he didn't volunteer for. Master Azo let us know that a number of patients in the North Ward had volunteered for a new therapy and would be escorted to his laboratory to receive treatment. The North Ward has the most troubled cases. I'm glad some of them have chosen to get help. It seems to me it's gotten quieter over there since it started. It's Graham I see them taking in the most. He struggles, but he always gets a bit of... He was always a bit of a wild one. Okay. Would I be able to visit the North Ward? They like to keep them separate. I don't know what I've seen the guards allow. I don't know if I've ever seen the guards allow a visitor. Just Master Azo. You might ask him. He's very sympathetic. Why are you in here? I don't want to say. You'll think less of me. I'm listening. These last few years haven't been kind to me. They haven't been kind to anyone, really. I try not to think of it as personal. I lost my husband and both boys in the Saints' War. My daughter, the legacy took her before she was ever mine. I made do. What else can you do? I moved into a tiny place in Ondra's gift, got by mending clothes and on the kindness of strangers when I had to. But I was surviving and the gods were watching over me. I could live with that. Then one day this noble woman comes in. Wants this fancy gown fixed. Gorgeous thing. The shade of blue I've never seen before. Only I had. I looked at it and it reminded me of something. I had what they call an awakening. I remembered being a noble woman myself in another life. People doting over me. Men doting over me. Me. The best food, the most beautiful home, all the things you'd never dare to dream of. They were mine. It was poison, knowing that all those things I had that I'll never have in this life. It did something to me. My food started to taste rotten. The walls in my little room seemed to be closing in around me. I've stopped being able to sleep in my own bed. So I came here. It was that or break into an estate and start ordering servants around. It seemed like such a silly thing to worry about. You don't have to tell me. But I can't get past it. And I start to wonder. Did the gods choose this life for me? And if so, what terrible thing must I have done to deserve it? Let's talk about something else. Farewell. You're a nut. Why is her spine twisted? Okay, addendum added for the man who waits. Okay, I need to talk to Azo.
Well?
It's a delightful place. Just put all the crazy people in a weird, nasty basement area. Guarded by monsters. That'll be fine. I found some rice in a barrel. A lot of people keep stuff in barrels in RPGs, I notice. More stuff over here. Some lockpicks. Is there going to be stuff to lockpick?
Yeah.
I should be sneaking more, shouldn't I? To spot things. Okay. Let's quick save. Who's this fella? Just a guard. Nothing. Oh, we got a door over here. Door what I can go in? Yes.
My eyes are peeled.
A whole bunch of money in here, apparently. That was pretty good.
Well,
I'm happy with that.
silence surrounds me.
Sanitarium guard. You can let me in. This door is not even interactable. Okay. Can I talk to you? Keep your distance. Wicked in that cell back there. Well, wicked will be wicked. It's a locked. Oh, it needs the proper key. Many flesh constructs. People in cells. A patient.
My eyes are peeled.
Anything to find? This place is so freaking dark. Oh, hey.
Look at this.
Some drugs. Yeah, I'm sure it'll make you better soon. Turn you into one of these flesh guards. Going to check all these little places.
See and not be seen.
Okay. I'm looking.
Blade in the dark.
What's back here again? Looks like a laboratory to me. And there's Azo. And
Why
stuff
not?
to loot.
There, done.
Ravenwing, a unique mace. It's got DR bypass, it's got accuracy when attacking the same target as an ally, and 25% damage and damaging 3. Holy crap, this thing's good. This might be great for Valkyria. It looks pretty badass too. We'll need to compare it properly. What else can we loot? I don't want to move any further in case a fight starts or something. Okay. Ravenwind is more damage and it's crush. DR reduction. This has annihilation, which is plus 20% damage, but that is reflected in this damage number, or is it not? It's only fine. Grazes to hits is okay. Yeah, I think definitely we'll take the Ravenwing. Yes. And can we enchant it now? With some fire? We can. Awesome. Awesome. Can I do a slaying as well? Nope.
Well,
Look, now it's on fire. New toy for Valkyria. I'm happy.
as you wish.
This won't stop me for long.
More
There,
stuff.
done.
Oh, hey. Blade Golan. It's light. 25% recovery speed. Minus. Stun duration less. More defense when stunned. And it's fine. It's okay. It's okay. Might be good for Indrid. Because he attacks very slowly at the moment. What have you got? Oh, you've got the second chance thing. That's minus 35%. I think that's pretty good. Yes. We'll take it.
Yes.
Same DR. Save. Talk to Caedmon. Caedmon even. A round-faced, balding man turns to face you. His upper lip is pulled upward slightly by his pointed nose, exposing his upper teeth when he scowls.
What is the meaning of this?
You're not happy? He's got voice acting. Ethel Moa told me you're not supposed to be doing any more experiments. Yes, well, Ethel Moa hasn't done much good for anybody since he had his soul moved into an inanimate object, so I failed to see why he should let that sway over me. To let that sway me. Bloody hell, I can't read today at all. If animators all followed the commands of their leaders, where would we be? We'd all be as backward and willfully ignorant as Raid Seras. Raid Seras is who invaded Deerwood during the Saints' War, I believe. We would know nothing about life or death, or even ourselves. We would be lost in the dark with no clue as to why. I'm not interested in arguing about this.
Like so many who stand idly by while a nation slowly collapses into the dust. Apathy and ignorance are the true curse that dooms the dear wood.
Fair enough. I'm swigging tea.
Who will solve Widewen's legacy? Some church? Some warrior? It will be an animancer, or it will be no one at all.
I'd like access to the North Ward. Out of the question. Those patients are in isolation for a reason. I've seen your records and know what you do with them. Perception 13. Your forehead seems damp all of a sudden. Perhaps I should discuss your insubordination with the head warden. Yes.
You smug cretin. How dare you come down here and meddle? You have no idea the importance of my research.
He balls up his fist and digs his teeth into his index finger. A growl simmering beneath his breath, and a deep scowl compressing his face.
Fine. Speak to them for all the good it'll do you. I'm sure the discussions will be fascinating.
He pulls a heavy key from one of his pockets and nearly slams it down on the floor before handing it to you. Farewell. He was a bit of a dick. I'd like to kill him. Should we kill him? I'm going to kill him. He called me a cretin. It doesn't fly. He's casting spells and stuff. I don't like this. Addendum added. He was not pleased to have it. He was not pleased to give it. Then it seemed to cause any other problems. Okay.
What is it?
He had some money. Research journal. Human trials. Recordgram. So they obviously have put in stuff for when you kill him.
What is it?
Because he's a bastard. So where's the North Ward? Is anyone going to be aggro to me now? No. Caedmon's a bastard. He had it coming. Here we go. Let's save. No one talks to the Chosen like that, do you understand? Is this my face? Tell me. That guy's cool. Thundering sky, rain of blood, innocence must drown. Oh, Graham. This man has the look of the eyes of a hunted animal. And at your approach, he staggers backward to the far corner of his cell, halfway appearing as though he would climb the walls if it would get him further away from you. He cries out, a bizarre primal utterance like nothing you've heard. You can't hide from me, leaden key spy. Aggressive. Graham looks at you blankly. It is unclear whether he understands you or not, but his panic has momentarily subsided. He opens his mouth to speak, but the words that come out are half-formed, as though his tongue were cut out. They are impossible for you to discern, if indeed they are words at all. Aggressive. There are things I need to know from you. I'm going to learn them whether or not you can speak. He looks at you with uncertainty. Slowly, tentatively, he steps closer to the front of his cell, and as he does so, for the first time you can perceive his soul within your ken. Ken? It is misshapen, as though maimed by some jagged instrument, and large expanses of it have been gouged out entirely. You feel no barriers of resistance. If you wanted to, you could look further into Graham's soul. Let's peer in. You project out toward the maimed soul in front of you, merging with it, its confusion and fear becoming yours as it whisks you into its depths. You're in your cell. A key turns. The door creaks open on neglected hinges. Thoughts come to you in waves, incomplete, broken, fearful. Standing at the door is a rotund, balding man. His upper teeth and pointy nose remind you of a rat. It's Azo, I suppose. He beckons, apologetic. You don't want to go. Anything else in your mind is a single word, and the word is no, but it dissolves before it reaches your lips. You press against the back wall, cornered. You cry out. Poor bastard. In darkness, you fight against unseen restraints. You cannot move your arms or legs. The man walks into the room carrying a lit candle, its meager flame casting long shadows across books and machinery. Straps bind your arms and legs. Cold metal circumscribes the crown of your head and breadth of your chest. Circumscribes. The man is sorry. He's in need of raw materials. They dismantled his work and he needs another source. He needs to show them he was right. He thanks you. Then he turns a knob and you feel yourself begin to crack from within, and you can feel pieces of you torn away, like having your insides chewed by a horde of rats. And you are screaming a scream you can barely hear. Continue searching. Another night, heavy footsteps outside your door, coming for you. You look through a slit in your door. The flesh giant, the artificial being just outside, but facing left, facing the end of the hall, the boy there. The boy looks with interest at the giant, then collapses to the floor like a shed snakeskin. The giant convulses for a moment, then rights itself, turns away and leaves. Decouple from Graham. So we got some experience. Confirmed that Azo was a complete asshole. And some weird stuff going on down here at the end of the hall, apparently. Graham looks at you, still wild-eyed, but somehow more present. He nods at you, then walks back to the end of his cell. So he kind of helps him out a bit. Speak to the patient at the end of the hall.
Well?
What else we got going on first? Nothing really. Okay. Uskgrim. Okay. A willowy adolescent boy stands at the center of the cell, gawkish and stoop-shouldered. He stares straight ahead. The occasional blink is his only movement, and it is unclear whether he registers your presence at all behind his glassy, doll-like eyes. In this state, the barriers between your soul and his are thin and porous, easily bypassed if you'd wish it. Okay, more soul peering. You close your eyes and edge forward toward the boy's soul, and as you near, a sudden malaise comes over you. You are not cold. You are cold and warm all at once, sweating and shivering and straining for breath as you did on a caravan journey. The soul you approach is the wrong one. A parasitic plant that strangles its host. It is predatory and pitiless, and you have crossed paths with it before. Too late does it occur to you to retract, and you already feel yourself plunging into some abyss of thought and memory. Interminable abyss. Interminable. Words are hard. You are standing in a cell now. The same cell in the sanitarium. The halls are moonlit and empty, and you are waiting. At the far end of the ward, the door opens, revealing a flesh golem in silhouette beneath the stone archway. It makes its usual rounds. The same stops every time. The misbegotten child of despondent creators. When the construct is close, you coil yourself up and spring forward, passing out of the boy's body as though it were a membrane, and you can sense his body behind you collapse into the floor, a puppet whose strings were cut. You are rushing towards the golem now, bodiless in a gust of wind. Quickly, you think to yourself, quickly, and you feel the strength hemorrhaging from your soul as you dart towards the makeshift abomination. You pass into the golem's shell and overtake the soul implanted within, encircling it, suppressing it, and contained in this new vessel. You are strong again. So some soul left this boy, went into the construct. What's going on? You step heavy-footed down the corridors, unheeded by the other constructs and scrutinized only by the wary, untrustworthy eyes of the mad. Coming at last to an office piled with books and scribbled papers and the perverse implements of animancy. You set your oversized hands upon a large machine, a nest of globes and tubes and coils in the center of the room. You go to work, bending wires and unsettling alignments, sabotaging the experiments. Your surroundings are pulled past you, or perhaps you are pulled past them, and they dissolve into a blur. When they settle into place again, you are outside on a clear day, standing in front of a crowd stacked high above you in the tiered seats of an amphitheater. You are acting for the crowd, standing deliberately still, but this is no play. A balding man with rodent-like features is strapping you to a machine. Azo again, I suppose. The one you had tampered with. You see his arms for the first time, short and fleshy, unmistakably those of a little girl. But this body is not truly yours. Your mind still holds the same determination, the same hard-heartedness as before. The body itself is cold and vacuous, unlike the others. This one has no soul of its own. The man speaks and the crowd applauds with enthusiasm worthy of a hero's entrance. Bear witness, he says, and he pulls a lever. The machine shivers and sparks, and a bead of sweat rolls down the side of the man's brow. But the crowd's apprehension quickly gives way to awe as a crystal globe fills with radiant mist that casts the entire theatre aglow. He opens a valve, and a glow crawls through a tube along a length of copper wiring that runs to a set of electrodes beneath your armpits. You feel nothing when it reaches you, as it should be, for you have been leading his work astray periodically for some time, altering notes and settings and playing puppeteer for Hollowborn. But you make it look how people would expect it to look when a body is infused with a soul. In a moment, the machine goes dark, and the man unstraps you, eyeing you with a scientist's concern. He looks back up to the crowd. "Behold," he says, but there is obvious hesitation in his voice. Slowly you take a plodding step forward, then another and another. You look up to the man, giving him the eye contact of which no Hollowborn is capable, and the crowd gasps even. The man looks relieved. "How do you feel?" he asks at a volume meant for the crowd. And this is the moment. At the top of your lungs you let out a piercing shriek. The man comes towards you, his hands outstretched, but you run the other way, back to the machine. With all your strength you drive your head into the crystal globe, and it shatters. Streaking your head with warm blood, you drive your head down into the surface of the machine again and again, drawing panicked screams from the crowd. And by the time the man reaches you, your body has already ceased proper function and merely twitches on the cold ground. Satisfied, you depart the corpse in search of another unsuspecting host. Who could put their faith in animancy now? You are pulled again from your surroundings, transcending the boundaries of memories and lifetimes, deeper and deeper past betrayals and murders and lies upon lies that formed a thick webbing of plots beyond mortal comprehension. You settle at last on a room you've seen before, expansive, with a tall device encasing an Ardra monolith at its center. The room is filled with people, and the people all look at the device. You are yanked suddenly back to reality, and the once catatonic boy in the cell is looking directly at you, appraising, calculating. There is no mistaking now that it is the soul of the man who caused your awakening that gazes out from that borrowed husk. A watcher. So, this is the guy right at the start of the game who turned on the machine and caused our awakening. He's apparently been doing all sorts of stuff, jumping from body to body with his crazy soul, and it seems like sabotaging animancy experiments and stuff. Not just a watcher, someone who'll break those frail little legs of yours if you don't do exactly what I tell you. Let's be aggressive, this bastard. Is that so? He makes no effort to hide his disinterest, but he continues to search your eyes. He makes a slight grunting noise, and his eyes soften for an instant, and it seems, for that moment, that he recognizes you. He opens his mouth to speak, then seems to think better of what he is about to say. His jaw tightens. So he recognizes us. From a past life, I suppose. I know your look. You hunger for answers that elude you. It gnaws at your soul. It usurps your reason for being. You are like everyone. I will help you let go. He dodges backward with startling grace, putting himself out of reach. On his face there is no malice, only the dispassion of a farmer putting down a sick animal. Then suddenly he slumps forward. Oh, there goes his soul. Jumping around. What the hell? Okay, we completed the quest. We got a bunch of XP. I don't understand how this guy is like ordering other people around. Maybe he inhabited them all at some point and retained some kind of control or something. But it's put us in a pretty bad position because all of our backliners are at the front now. Just get them the hell away. Grafe in. Valkyria in. Indrid on this guy maybe. I think Hellman can hang out here. He's kind of tough. Maybe we'll trap this sunbeam. We'll put up a scroll of defense. You're going to use some of this. Good stuff. We're going to use Eldritch Aim. And you are going to mark target on this bastard and start pumping him full of wounding shots. Let's go. Valkyria, get some accuracy up. Oh, Morathi got knocked over, but she did get her spell off, I think. Do some knocking down of her own. Indrid is in the thick of it. Use your yell. Let's do another wounding shot over here, sure. Melek. Come forward, buddy. We can do some of these ghost blades. Maybe a fireball over here. That's going to be fun. Morathi, are these all vessels? No. The constructs are. Okay, we're going to frenzy Indrid, see if we can live. You're doing your fireball. Morathi, are you actually engaged? You are engaged with this bastard. So, let's turn that over there. See if Valkyria can knock you down. Oh man, she acts very slowly. Morathi's in trouble here. Okay, do this. We'll do Savage Defiance while he's frenzied over there. There's that fireball hitting. That's pretty good. What else we got, Melek? What else have we got? Bounding missiles. Let's do it. Oh, it's Idleman. Boom. Holy crap, that seemed to do a lot of damage. 22 pierce, crit. Oh, it bounced. Look at that. That was awesome, Melek. Well done. Alright, got this necrotic lance. Yeah, it doesn't have any damage reduction against corrode. Oh, this fella's turned into a bear. Batixa. Yeah, just do a bunch of these. Do one there and then one there. Queue them up. So enemy here. Can you move, Morathi? You can, well done. Can't summon those fellas yet. I guess it's almost over. What a fun fight. A fun old fight. I'm really liking having these 3 knockdowns. Go on, Grafe. Boom. Some big hits from Indrid in here as well. Oh, we couldn't... I wonder if I could have got my worms up. Damn it. But a fun fight. And lots of junk loot. And save.
What is it?
I hear some screams. All of the flesh constructs are going to be hostile? Yes, they are. Can you guys get out of here?
Yeah.
I shall.
Eh?
Queue up a bunch of those. Oh, don't do that. Do that. Aha! Worms.
Yes.
Ah, no, not enough time to get my worms going. Oh, hey. Oh, man. Now I can do it.
What is it?
Here we go. So it's kind of damage they do. Whoa. That was a couple of grazes. That one hit for 12. So if they all of them hit, it's a good amount of damage, especially if they're weak to fire. So these fellas are weak to fire.
So much for you. Yeah.
Well,
Can't actually get into combat here. Okay, it's done.
what is it?
Some more vessel flesh, because that's always nice to pick up. Let's save.
Yes.
This place has gone absolutely mental. So that guy jumping from body to body was pretty cool. Dead fella over here. How are you set out the doorway?
Yes.
Oops.
Got him.
I used Melek's shield. Like a dumbass.
What is it?
Oh well.
Of course.
Oh, this door wasn't open before, was it? He said there were wicts in here, so where are they? Maybe they're all out. Some money, I'll take that. What about some stuff? Shade, can't find nothing. Okay.
What is it?
Save. Slow down. Oh, so that end, is it? Oh, it's this room. We went in there. Guess we want to go into this main area. And we have another flesh construct. Man, it's be hard to knock these guys down. 68 fortitude, I suppose. Can Indrid get in? No, of course he can't. Everyone's blocking him.
Yes. Yes.
So much for you. Yes.
Let me loot, please. Just, there we go. Save. It's all kicking off in a sanitarium. Money, I like that. Another construct. Queue up a bunch of this stuff. Let's have Indrid Frenzy, because why not? You can do this. And some of this.
So much for you.
Got to try something else.
We actually got a knockdown that time. Nice.
What is it?
Yes.
Let's save. I want to kill all of the things. Anything in here now? Aside from Azo's corpse. Oh, I wonder if he just dies anyway to all of the things escaping. Seems like something that might happen since he drops that plot relevant stuff. Okay. Is there anything up here? Alright, we found that thing. Just some random cells. Let's head out then. If we can. Did everyone get slaughtered? There's no one in here anymore. What about... That's where it just came from. What about in here? Oh. He's quite calm. Okay. Still want to get into that chest. I'm getting out of here. It's not safe anymore. We seem to cause a ruckus in most of the places we go to. Head Warden Ethelmoa. What the blazes happened down there? You were given permission to ask questions. I think it's under the control until I killed the Lenki spy. At which point he possessed the flesh construct. It's complicated. A patient of yours, Uskrim, was working for Lenki only without knowing it. Azo has been... Well, these are all true. 1. You finish your explanation and he breaks his silence. I've read accounts of people in history who could do what you describe. The accounts are few and brief and never reliable. Some go as far to suggest as that they were all the same person. If truly such a person was here among us, plotting our ruin, would that I had a body again and could be of more real use in our time of need. I fear what the future may hold for this place. I'm grateful you were able to dispatch the threat before there was loss of innocent life. Well, I think some people died. Like a bunch of patients and stuff. We very nearly had another scandal on our hands. Patients not important, apparently. I confronted Azo. I was forced to kill him because he called me names. Such a waste. There were none more gifted working here. In time, I had hoped to rehabilitate his image. But a mind like his, so full of ideas, leaves little room for patience. I would inquire more into the matter, but in truth, you have done this institution a favour. Were his transgressions ever to reach the public, there would be a terrible uproar. I was blind to have trusted him a second time. Seems like this guy's more worried about the reputation of this place. His tone takes an ominous quality that reverberates all around you. I trust you will be more cautious in future inquiries.
Hail, traveler!
Anything new? Okay. I'm not curious about him. Let's move on. Okay, so did that finish the man who waits? It did. I uncovered a leaden key operative. He has the ability to possess those with weak souls. And he was one of the patients to influence Caedmon Azo's animancy research. Okay.
What is it?
Well, that was pretty awesome. Big old amount of reading, but a big payoff for it too. I'll take it. I want to do that soul jumping shenanigans.
As you wish.
Cutscene.
How do you do?
Dunrid Row Messenger. I beg your pardon, I have a message for you. You are summoned to Hadrit House, where Lady Webb wishes to meet with you as soon as possible. Very well. Talk to Lady... This is right here, isn't it? Yes, like that here. And I need to come here to check Penhelm's affidavit. What the hell? Oh, it's him. As you near the apparition, you are overwhelmed suddenly by a powerful anxiety that sits like a stone in your stomach. The feeling is not quite real, the recollection of an emotion rather than the emotion itself. It wrenches your insides nevertheless. The apparition's brow is tensed, a look of concern plain across its face. I really cannot read today.
The other missionaries say you have been neglectful of your duties.
They lie.
They speak out of concern for you. Now tell me, is there something to their concerns?
Forgive me, Eminence. I wish to leave the order. The man folds his fingers together and presses them to his mouth, thoughtful.
You have been an apt student, and your convictions have inspired those around you. May I ask what has changed to make you feel this way?
We were attacked on my last mission. The apparition exhales slowly, and its lips press together. A sympathetic rapport in its eyes. It places its hand on your shoulder.
You feel you were responsible for this?
Other missionaries are badly hurt. Oh, he's not talking anymore. Ours is not an easy calling. People are frightened by new beliefs. They sometimes react with violence. These are the risks we all assume when we take the oath. I put them at risk. I made the wrong choice.
If you approached the heathens because you believed it was what the gods would want you to do, then there was no mistake, and you bear no guilt.
How can that be?
The gods gave us many gifts, but clairvoyance was not among them. They do not judge our actions by their outcomes. They judge them by our reasons. Act out of love for the gods, and you can never be wrong in their sight. This was a tragedy you went through, and it will never leave your memory. But you needn't let it burden your soul as well. Leave judgment to the gods.
Will you stay with us, finish what you started? I will. So I guess we were in the Leaden Key in a previous life. We still don't know what the Leaden Key is up to, but that guy who can jump around bodies seems pretty mental. Statue is talking about cases through history. All apparently the same person. Just him. Here's Curran. This is the fella.
How do you do?
The older man is surrounded by books and scrolls. His wiry hair stands nearly on end, and his ears prick up as you approach. You carry whispers, Caedmon. Gooded veil. Old voices indeed. What are you talking about? The Orlan grins. As a cipher, it's my job to know these things. You carried a whiff of ancients. What else can you tell me? Not as much as I would like, unfortunately. My duties for Lady Webb require me to focus my talents elsewhere. What brings you to Dunrid Row? Show him the affidavit. Is his affidavit real? It's signed by you. I remember Penhelm, a preening peacock of a man, his mouth dry and hands moist when I told him he was the sole descendant of an Aedirian general, one who'd fought against Hadret's rebellion. I get some XP. A forgery, and not the first I've seen. But I've no time for the knights and their obsessions. Bring this to the commander, Cleaver, and show him the seal. If he compares it with another, he should be able to spot the difference. It looks as though you could use some help. So many secrets and trails in this city. You have to but turn a corner to find a fresh trace of something stolen or something missing. He flicks an ear. Unfortunately, we haven't the time to investigate them all. I'm supposed to be working on other matters, but my mind still lingers on a few recent cases. Curse of a cipher to be ruled by the whims of curiosity. Tell me about these cases. One case or three, depending on how you look at it. 3 weeks and a disappearance at the end of each. Some might call it coincidence, I call it a clue. Lady Webb knows you, trusts you, so I shall trust you too. So long as our interests are aligned. I'll look into it. Where do I start? Copper Lane, Ondra's Gift, and Brackenbury, of course. To talk to all the ones who reported the disappearances. Laura, Ollie, and Elka. Isn't Elka the name of a paladin order? Shieldbearers of St. Elka? Okay. Did you find any leads? Not yet. No obvious connection between the victims, which is what makes me wonder so. Could be animancy related. Researchers always need subjects, the less scrupulous types in particular. Seems too risky for the Sanitarium, but one never knows. Talk first to the people who reported our victims missing. Okay. I'll let you know what I find. You better have a reward for me, buddy. More than XP, anyway. Can I steal this? I can look at it. Oh, hey, there's some money on there. The final act. Speak with the 3 contacts. Okay. The name of that quest gives you a clue. I will say no more. There's too many people here to be able to steal that, I believe. So we can go back to the Crucible Keep and deal with Penhelm. I've got a spear or something in there. Nothing else of note. What's in here? Speed us up. Stuff. And looks like people leave here long enough for us to steal it. Let's not path block him, guys. Get out of here. Shoo. No door for me to close, unfortunately. Okay, this is it.
Time to see. There. Done.
Just take it. It was just a fine armor piece, I think. There. But I get XP for all this stuff.
Done.
Money and stuff. Yes.
Yes.
What are we up to now? 22 grand. Almost 23. And some stuff to sell. This Lady Webb is upstairs, I believe. But I'm going to continue looking in all these rooms first. Some mead. Okay, up the stairs then. Oh, it's another... It's got to load another place. a thing. Some money. Don't suppose you leave at some point, do you? Maybe? Maybe not. Maybe not. More stuff to steal here. You definitely leave. You got some money. Just make sure we are hidden. There we go. But it's still, I don't want to go all the red to go. There we go. Good.
Well,
Good. Hey, just leave money all over the place. Lady Webb will see you now. Okay. Oh, so much money.
This won't stop me for long.
Oh, whoa. Let's save. Does it let me just pick the
This
lock?
won't stop me for long.
It does. Some crappy bow. Okay, Webb, what's up? Woman clutches a thick stack of parchment with spindly, wrinkled fingers. Their flesh stretched thin to near translucence with extreme age. A gossamer veil over pale blue veins. Ink splotches and candle burns dot and strap her hands like a quilt patterned after some great indescribable truth. She does not look up from her reading.
So, the messenger conveyed my summons. A miracle that would make the reincarnation of Aothis look like a child's cantrip, surely. It doesn't draw the most inspired minds, messaging. They failed me so many times of late, I nearly sent a cipher after you instead. So this is the Watcher who took over Caedmon. Oh, don't look so surprised. It isn't an attractive expression. I wouldn't be where I am for long if I let details like that escape me.
That's right, I'm the boss of Caedmon.
And this fiasco in the Sanitarium that you seem to have gotten yourself into the middle of. What in blazes possessed you to stir that nest of trouble?
Nothing to do with you. Personal matter.
Personal matter that has you tracing the footsteps of the leaden key. It must be some problem you have. You're not the only one with an interest in their recent activities. I've lost 4 ciphers this year alone trying to get someone inside their ranks. As it is, we only have our suspicions about who is in the group and what they intend. Which I suppose means we have much in common with them. I asked you here because I wanted to know what your interest was in all of this. I thought perhaps we might help each other. Why are you looking for the leaden key?
One of the members caused my soul to awaken. I need him to reverse it because it's causing little problems for me. She closes her eyes and the lids flicker. Then her face goes still and her mouth parts, little more than a sliver, and her hand briefly drops open, spilling some of her parchment to the ground. The pages wafting around around her legs like the leaves of a dying tree. Her fleshy eyelids peel back, and their gaze is immediately upon you. Her fleshy eyelids?
The gods are cruel, I'm afraid. The man you seek is Theos Ix Arcanon, Grand Master of the Leaden Key. One of the most elusive and dangerous men Aora has ever known.
So this is him. This is the guy who's been doing all this crap. Who can jump between bodies and all this crazy stuff. It's like a superhero, basically. Or a super villain, I suppose. What can you tell me about Theos?
More than most, though very few would know so much as his name. And there is no way of knowing how much of what I've read is true. The Leaden Key dates back more than 2,000 years. If rumors are to be believed, Theos was the one who created it. What scraps of evidence exist suggest that he has died many times, only to be reborn each time exactly the same man. Awakened during adolescence with all the knowledge and experience of all his lifetimes. The plots he orchestrates sometimes take hundreds of years to bear fruit. Needless to say, this is not the natural order of things. But he is said to be one of Woodica's favored, and that old bat was never one to let rules get in the way of favoritism. That may also explain another supposed gift of his. His body is no boundary to his soul, and he is known to take possession of others, if their souls are weak enough. Often it is for elaborate deceptions, but sometimes he simply forces them to kill themselves. He is not known for his generous supply of pity. He is also not one to show himself in any but their most critical matters. If he has directly involved himself in whatever the group plots now, it may be your only chance to find him. And once you do find him, if you can find him, I would not hold my hopes too high if I were you. He is a driven, single-minded man. He will not have the slightest concern for your problems.
How do you know so much about Theos?
The same way I come by all my knowledge. Exhaustive research, spying, bribery, perhaps some less savory measures. Whatever the knowledge demands, I pay in full. There is nothing of greater value. Unfortunately, with Theos, there is also nothing more scarce. He has covered his tracks far too well. His manipulations of the course of history are lost to time now, though I believe they were many.
What else is there to know about the Leaden Key?
Precious little, I'm afraid. You may know much of it already. No one member knows the identity of more than a handful of other members. They are kept in the dark of missions they are not involved in, or sometimes of those they are involved in. They exist to hide secrets they themselves don't know. If you can imagine how gullible someone must be for that to appeal. Despite that, they are very good at what they do, owing much to their founder, who will take matters into his own hands when necessary. And he does not fail.
What do you want from me, Lady Webb?
Keep me informed. The Leaden Key has been busy lately, and that is distressing news. I can only guess as to what they intend. You seem to have a knack for turning the stones they've crawled beneath. Keep turning them. Dunreed Row will not stop you. Whatever it is they're up to, figuring it out will be of great use to both of us. In your case, it will surely point you to Theos. In return, I will share our knowledge with you as we learn it, and provide you with what assistance I can.
Very well.
If you find your trail
XP, someone
has
leveled up,
run
I think.
cold, come to me with whatever you have. There is much I may be able to do for you.
There is something I can tell you.
Well, let's hear it.
I found Theos in Brackenbury Sanitarium, impersonating a patient. He was trying to damage the public's opinion of animancy.
Forgive me. It is unlike Theos to leave witnesses. He must be furious. He did not aid you as you'd hoped, I take it? Well, take heart. With any luck, when he has finished his business, he will surely come and find you again, if only to kill you while you sleep.
You can try.
This news of yours makes sense, of course. To dabble in animancy is to puzzle over the secrets of the gods. This would not be the Leaden Key's first action against it. But if this is connected to their other activities, we may be in for something on a much larger scale. If we can learn more about their goals and methods, perhaps we can get the palace behind us. With Avar's support, we may be able to put a stop to this.
Farewell.
Try your best not to die out there.
Oh, Indrid leveled up. Okay. So that gave us what? Oh, this. Okay, so we need to come back to her every time we find something out. We'll come back to her and let her know and get some XP.
Yes.
So we're still not entirely sure what the leaden key is up to. Something about a secret to do with the gods, which is why they're trying to discredit animancy. So that's all fun and weird. Let's head outside and see what our next move is for the next episode. We've got a bunch of stuff to do in this. Oh, it's Penhelm.
Well?
Penhelm's face is white. Just talked to that little cipher, did you? One of my novitiates told me he'd seen you somewhere in. He'd seen someone in the records room. Give me the affidavit. I've done nothing to you. I could be cruel. Don't worry. I'm sure the knights will let you stay to scrub the latrines. Always be cruel. He draws his sword and spits at your feet. I won't let you ruin me over this. Okay then. He wants to fight. He will get a fight. Let's do Eldritch Aim. For those nice crits. You're going to do that. Valkyria on there. Grafe. Try and grab someone on the flank. Oh, we didn't level up Indrid, did we? I was going to do that outside. That guy's trying to do a knockdown. Indrid over here. Let's try Sunbeam as well. Like there. No idea how tough these guys are going to be. So move you forward a bit so you're inside this buff and then start throwing out. What are you doing? Is it like a spellcaster anywhere? Oh, in October Valkyria. We're going to see this Sunbeam soon. Did you do your... You did. Oh, they're into the back lines then, are they? You bastards. Gonna do some of that. Gonna do one of these. Haha. You're gonna do another. Because this is awesome. And you can shoot these bastards over here. Taking a lot of damage. Let's get this circle of protection up. A lot of damage over here. Let's do this. For a little heal. And then you can use your ring. Warding seal. Do some of this. I'm not sure exactly how it works. Let's put it right at this guy's feet. See how that does. I want to get my worms up. That's for sure. You can buff your accuracy, Valkyria. And then I think... Oh, Penhelm is down. Knock this dumbass down. Like that. Ah, worms. Indrid. No, come over here. Do this. Get that necrotic lance out. Boom. What damage did we get there? 42 corrode. Beautiful. Could blind him. Could do this thing, but we don't need health. Do another of these. These things are awesome. There's my worms. They show up quite late, don't they? Dropped a bunch. Oh, some money. I'll take the money. Return to Ostrich with the breastplate. Is it breastplate that I can actually use? Or is it just like special... It's just a quest item. Fine, fair enough. Let's level up Indrid now before someone else tries to attack me. We've maxed out athletics. So we're going to survival now, I suppose. We could get accuracy against a creature type, which could be very useful. Movement speed's also pretty damn good, to be honest. Okay. Abilities. Blooded. More damage when below 50% health. Brute force. We've got wild sprint here. 3 per rest for a move speed bonus. 1 stands alone. Thick skin is just some DR, which is pretty nice. Threatening presence. Oh, this is good. If I'm stationary, nearby enemies could get sickened, which is pretty awesome, I think. Got Bloodlust. When you're down 2 enemies, attack speed. Bloodthirst. After killing an enemy, the barbarian's recovery is waived. That's awesome as well. But I think I want Threatening Presence. That seems to fit our death guy. Trying to nurgle it up a bit. We'll just sicken people passively, which is pretty good, as you can see. All attributes reduced by 1, fortitude and will reduced by 10. I think we go for it here. Bloodthirst is also great. Might have to get Bloodthirst though. Let's do it. Bloodthirst it is. Sickened. If it like reduced accuracy or something, yeah.
Well,
But I'm gonna take that for sure. Who's this? Oh, it's another gold nameplate person. Okay, I came out here to figure out what we're gonna do. We are in Brackenbury. Is there anything we can do in Brackenbury? None of this is Brackenbury. There must be one of these people here, I think. That's Ondra's gift. This is First Fires, give the breastplate back. Okay. So I guess we'll check out the Charred Barrow. That's an inn, I think. We'll check out these buildings before we leave, for sure. But that's going to be next episode. We did some cool stuff here. Learned a lot about the Leaden Key and Theos Ix Arcanon. Their leader. He's a bit of a nutcase, but a cool nutcase. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.